Hello, my dear students, third prep students. Welcome aboard in your English program. طلاب الأعزاء، طلاب الصف الثالث الإعدادي، أهلا وسهلا بكم في منصة البث المباشر. إعداد وتقديم سهير مصطفى. Today we are going to talk about Unit 11, Lesson 1 and 2. And before we start, we need to go through our objectives. Today we are going to identify the main ideas in a narrative text, use the appropriate past tense, simple and perfect, and identify specific facts mentioned in a short level narrative audio. And let's start with the key vocabulary. As usual, we are going to read the word, explain its meaning, and then use it in a sentence. Unforgettable. Unforgettable. Unforgettable means impossible to forget. Things that you can't forget. It's unforgettable. So the trip was unforgettable. Unforgettable يعني من المستحيل إننا ننساها. Unforgettable. Breathtaking. Breathtaking. It's very beautiful or amazing. So the view was breathtaking. The word breathtaking means amazing. Challenging. Challenging. Challenging means difficult but interesting. So the hike was challenging. So the word challenging means تحدي أو صعب. Slippery. Slippery. Slippery means hard to walk on. Hard to walk on. So the road was slippery after rain. Slippery after rain. So the word slippery means سهل الانزلاق. بيزحلق يعني. Shelter. Shelter. What's the meaning of the word shelter? It's a place that protects you. The word shelter means مأوى. So they found shelter under a storm. Storm means bad weather with rain and wind. So a storm started suddenly. So the word storm means عاصفة. It's related to bad weather with rain and wind. Journey. Journey. What's the meaning of journey? Journey means a trip from one place to another. So the journey took 2 hours. So a trip from one place to another means رحلة. So unforgettable. Unforgettable. Breathtaking. Breathtaking. Challenging. Challenging. Slippery. Slippery. Shelter. Shelter. Storm. Storm. Journey. Journey. Camping trip. Camping trip means a holiday spent living outdoors in a tent. So we went on a camping trip in the desert. So what's the meaning of a camping trip? Means رحلة تخييم. Waterfall. Waterfall means water falling from a high place to a lower place. Water falling from a high place to a lower place. So we visited a beautiful waterfall. So the word waterfall means شلال. Gathered. Gathered. Gathered means came together in one place. So dark clouds gathered in the sky. Gathered means يتجمع. The dark clouds gathered in the sky. My friends gathered in the park. So the word gathered means يتجمع. Pouring down. Pouring down means raining heavily. So rain was pouring down all night. So the word pouring down means تمطر بغزارة. مطر جامد. Conditions. Conditions. The situations or weather at a time. The situations or weather at a time. The weather conditions were bad. So the word conditions means ظروف. Blanket. Blanket. Blanket means a warm covering used to keep warm. A warm covering used to keep warm. They used a blanket to stay warm. So the word blanket means بطانية. A warm covering. Lifelong. Lifelong, lasting for a whole life. So they became lifelong friends. So the word lifelong means مدى الحياة. Lifelong. Camping trip. Camping trip. Waterfall. Waterfall. Gathered. Gathered. Pouring down. Pouring down. Conditions. Conditions. Blanket. Blanket. Lifelong. Adventure. Adventure. Adventure means an exciting experience. It was a fun adventure. So the word adventure means مغامرة, a fun experience or exciting experience. Remote. Remote means far away from people or cities. So they visited a remote area. Remote means بعيد. Scenery. Scenery means natural views like mountains, lakes, seas. So the scenery was beautiful. So the word scenery means مناظر طبيعية. Unexpected. Unexpected means not planned or surprising. So the rain was unexpected. Unexpected means غير متوقع. Share. Share. To give something to others. Share. They shared their food. So the word share means يتقاسم أو يشارك. So to give something to others. Experience. Experience. Something that happens to you. So it was a great experience to visit this temple. It was a great experience. So the word experience means تجربة. So adventure, adventure, remote, remote, scenery, scenery, unexpected, unexpected, share, share, experience, experience. And now to discuss some questions before starting reading the text. Have you ever been on a camping trip? And where did you go? Have you ever been on a camping trip? هل قبل كده للتخييم؟ ولو كانت فين؟ For me, yes, I have been on a camping trip. I went to Fayoum with my family. So I have been on a camping trip. Okay. What kind of problems can happen when people go hiking or camping? What kind of problems? What are the challenges that you can face while camping؟ هي المشاكل أو هي التحديات اللي ممكن تقابلنا في حالة إن احنا go for a camping trip. Yes, very good. Yes, people may face bad weather like storms, like rains. So bad weather is expected problem. Yes, bad weather. Also, they can get lost. I can get lost or even run out of food or water. Run out of food or water يعني نفاذ الطعام والمياه أو حتى إن أنت ممكن تتوه في المكان. And you can face bad weathers like storms or like heavy rains. أمطار أو عواصف. How can meeting new people during a trip make the experience more enjoyable? Is it enjoyable to meet new people during a trip? Yes. يعني هل بيبقى حاجة ممتعة إنك تقابل ناس جديدة في رحلات؟ Yes طبعا. It's very enjoyable. Meeting new people can be fun because we can share stories, we can share experience, we can talk with each other, laugh, telling jokes or stories. And now let's read a text and then discuss it after reading. Read the following text. Where did the writer's family take shelter? This is a question that you need to answer during reading. During reading, you need to find out the answer of this question. في أثناء القراءة محتاجين إن احنا نجاوب على السؤال ده. Where did the writer's family take shelter? Last summer, my family planned a simple camping trip to Wadi Rayyan in Fayoum, Egypt. We had booked a comfortable place and packed all the necessary things. However, our journey turned into an unforgettable adventure that we still talk about today. On the second day, we decided to take a challenging hiking trail to see a remote waterfall. The breathtaking scenery along the path was absolutely amazing. Golden desert hills, crystal clear lakes, and rare plants and birds everywhere. We felt completely relaxed. Suddenly, dark clouds gathered overhead, and heavy rain started pouring down. We had ignored the weather and weren't prepared for such conditions. Our lightweight jackets became very wet within minutes. The path became slippery and dangerous, so we took shelter under some large rocks. While waiting for the storm to pass, we met another family who had been caught in the same situation. They shared their extra food and warm blankets with us. We spent hours talking, laughing, and sharing travel stories. When the rain finally stopped, we had made new lifelong friends. That unexpected experience turned our ordinary camping trip into an unusual one. Let's discuss together. Okay. What did the family plan? What did the family plan? Yes, very good. The family planned a simple camping trip to Wadi Rayyan in Fayoum, Egypt. So they prepared or they planned for a simple camping trip. When did they visit Wadi Rayyan in Fayoum? When? Yes, excellent. Last summer. So, when did they visit Wadi Rayyan in Fayoum? When? Yes, they visited Wadi Rayyan last summer. Very good. So they visited Wadi Rayyan in Fayoum last summer. Okay. What did they do to prepare? What did they do to prepare? Yes, they had booked a comfortable place and packed all the necessary things. عملوا ايه عشان يجهزوا ويستعدوا؟ They booked a comfortable place and packed all the necessary things. What did they do on the second day? On the second day, what did they do? They decided to take a challenging hiking trail to see a remote waterfall. قرروا ان هم هيعملوا جولة سيرا على الأقدام ليش عشان يروحوا أو يذهبوا لزيارة شلال بعيد، شلال من الشلالات مكانه بعيد. طيب what was the breathtaking scenery? What was the breathtaking scenery that they go through? ايه هو المكان اللي هو المنظر الطبيعي اللي هم اتحركوا او مشوا من خلاله او عدوا عليه؟ What was the breathtaking scenery that they go through? Yes, they go through golden desert hills, crystal clear lakes, and rare plants and birds everywhere. So they go through golden desert hills, تلال ذهبية, crystal clear lakes وبحيرات صافية, and rare plants and birds everywhere. ونباتات نادرة في كل مكان وطيور نادرة في كل مكان. So they feel completely relaxed. What happened after that? Yes, heavy rain started pouring down. أمطار غزيرة بدأت. Are they ready for this rain? No. They weren't ready. هل هم كانوا مستعدين؟ لا. No, they ignored the weather. They neglected the weather. They don't think about the weather. يعني هم while they baking their things, they ignored the weather. What happened to their clothes? Yes, they were very wet within minutes. The lightweight jackets, الجواكت بتاعتهم الخفيفة اللي كانوا لابسينها, they were wet within minutes. And the path became slippery. What will they do? What did they do? How can they face this challenge? ازاي واجهوا التشالنج دي او المشكلة دي؟ Yes, they took shelter under some large rocks. So they took shelters under some large rock. And what did they do during the storm? They take shelter. And what did they do while waiting for the storm to pass? عملوا ايه وهم مستنيين ان العاصفة دي تنتهي؟ Yes, they met another family. Very good. They met another family who had been caught in the same situation. They met another family in the shelter. قابلوا أسرة تانية. What did they share during waiting? They shared travel stories and they are talking and laugh. And how did the new family help them? ازاي الأسرة الجديدة اللي هم قابلوها ساعدتهم؟ Yes, they shared their extra food and their warm blankets with them. ساعدوهم ان هم يدوهم extra food and extra warm blankets. To check understanding, think about this. The family's original plan was a long flight, a simple camping trip, visiting friends. What is the correct answer here? The family's original plan was, yes, very good, a simple camping trip. Simple camping trip. الخطة بتاعتهم كانت a simple camping trip. Very good. Okay. Made their trip unforgettable. The beautiful weather, the unexpected storm, visiting new places. What made their trip unforgettable? What's the correct answer? Yes, very good. The unexpected storm. The unexpected storm. When the weather changed, they went home early, took shelter, continued hiking. What did they do when the weather changed, when the storm started? What did they do? They went home early, they took shelter, they continued hiking. So very good, they took shelter. The positive result of the rain was positive result. النتيجة من الأمطار دي أو ال bad conditions أو ال bad weather اللي حصل ده كانت seeing the waterfall, learning about weather, making new friends. What is the result? Yes, very good. Making new friends, lifelong friends. تكوين صداقات جديدة. Let's move to another part, which is complete the table with different word forms. We have noun, adjective, and verb. And we need to complete the table with the missing parts. The first word is comfort. Comfort. And what is the adjective and the verb of this noun? Comfort is a noun. What is the adjective of comfort? Yes, very good. Comfortable. 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 And what is the verb? Yes, the verb is comfort. Comfort. The same as the noun. Okay. Next, challenging. It's an adjective. And the verb is challenge. So what is the noun of challenging? What is the noun? Challenge. So challenge is a noun and a verb. Challenge, challenging, challenge. Preparation is a noun. What is the adjective of preparation? The verb is prepare and the noun is preparation. So what is the adjective? Excellent. The adjective is prepared. Prepared. And the last word is connect. Connect. It's a verb. And what we need to find out the noun and the adjective. What is the noun of connect? Yes, connection. Connection. And what is the adjective? Very good. Connected. Connected. So, comfort, comfortable, comfort. And challenge, it's a noun and a verb. And the adjective of challenge is challenging. Preparation is a noun and the adjective is prepared. The verb is prepare. Connection is a noun and the adjective is connected and the verb is connect. So connection, connected, connect. And now let's match the words with their meaning. And as usual, we are going to read the words first, the terms first, and then read the definitions or the meanings, and after that match each term with the correct definition. Let's start by reading terms. Breathtaking, unforgettable, slippery, challenging. And now read the definitions. Impossible to forget, very beautiful, impressive, or surprising. Difficult in a way that tests your abilities and skills. Smooth and hard to stand on because you might slide. Now let's check and match each term with the correct definition. Breathtaking. What is the meaning of breathtaking? Yes, breathtaking means very beautiful, impressive, or surprising. Unforgettable. Unforgettable means, yes, very good, impossible to forget. Slippery. Slippery. Slippery means smooth and hard to stand on because you might slide. Challenging means difficult in a way that tests your abilities and skills. And now complete the text using this list of words. We have a list of words and we have a text with missing parts, and all you need to do is to write the correct words in the missing space. So what will you do first? We are going to read the words first. هنقرا الكلمات الأول. Challenging, unforgettable, together, breathtaking, unexpected. And then read the text as a whole. نقرا التكست كله مرة واحدة. بعد كده نبدأ نقرا sentence by sentence. Last summer, my family and I went on a camping trip in the forest. The place was with tall green trees and birds singing everywhere. Setting up the tent was a bit, but we were excited. While enjoying our picnic, something happened. A hungry monkey suddenly appeared and tried to steal fruit from our basket. I jumped to scare it away, but I slipped and fell, which made everyone laugh. And the monkey ran off with an apple. And I felt very embarrassed. It was an day that we still talk about and laugh at. Okay, let's read sentence by sentence and complete using a word from the list. Last summer, my family and I went on a camping trip in the forest, and the place was with tall green trees and birds singing everywhere. The place were the place was very good, breathtaking. The place was amazing, with tall green trees and birds singing everywhere. Setting up the tent was a bit, but we were excited. Setting up the tent was a bit, is very good, challenging, but we were excited. إنشاء الخيم أو الخيمة كان a little bit challenging، صعب شوية. While enjoying our picnic, something happened. Something unexpected. حاجة غير متوقعة حصلت. A hungry monkey suddenly appeared and tried to steal fruit from our basket. ظهر فجأة القرد الجعان وكان عايز يسرق فاكهة من الباسكت بتاعتنا. I jumped to scare it away, but I slipped and fell. نطيت عشان أخوفه لكن اتزحلقت ووقعت. Which made everyone laugh. كل الناس ضحكت. The monkey ran off with an apple. جري بسرعة وخد معاه تفاحة. And I felt very embarrassed. It was an unforgettable day. Very good. We still talk about it and laugh at together. Very good. Excellent. Okay, let's move to lesson 2. And we're going to start with the new words. Read the words, explain the meaning, and then use the word in a sentence. Snorkeling. Snorkeling means swimming near the surface of the sea using a mask to see underwater. And Sophie went snorkeling at the Blue Hole and saw colorful fish and coral reefs. Snorkeling means الغطس بالقرب من سطح الماء يعني safari. Safari means a trip into the desert to explore and enjoy nature. So the word safari means trip into the desert. She joined a desert safari and enjoyed Bedouin tea under the stars. So the word safari رحلة سفاري أو رحلة في الصحراء. Hospitality. Hospitality. A warm and friendly treatment of guests and visitors. So the word hospitality means كرم الضيافة. Yes, Sophie loved the hospitality of the people in the hub. Columns. Columns. Columns means large stone structures in temples or buildings. So John admired the tall columns of the Karnak temple. So the word column means large stone structures in temples or buildings. الأعمدة اللي موجودة في المتاحف أو في المباني الكبيرة. Tombs. Tombs means places where the dead are buried and often underground. So John walked inside tombs in the Valley of the Kings. Tombs means مقابر. Valley of the Kings. Valley of the Kings means famous burial site of pharaohs in Luxor, Wadi al-Muluk. He visited the Valley of the Kings to see the ancient tombs. So snorkeling, safari, hospitality, columns, tombs, Valley of the Kings. Karnak Temple, a famous temple in Luxor known for its large column. So he admired the great Karnak Temple with its tall columns. So Karnak Temple, معبد الكرنك, which is in Luxor. Fayla Temple. Fayla Temple, the temple moved to an island near Aswan to protect it from flooding. Fayla Temple means معبد Fayla. John visited the famous Fayla Temple during his trip. So Fayla Temple now is near Aswan. Southern Egypt. Southern Egypt. Southern Egypt means the southern region of Egypt, including Luxor and Aswan, جنوب مصر. John spent a week exploring southern Egypt. Adventure. Adventure. Adventure is an exciting or unusual experience. So the word adventure means مغامرة. Sophie said that her trip to Dahab was the perfect mix of adventure and peace. Bedouin tea. Bedouin tea. Traditional tea served by desert Bedouins. So Sophie enjoyed Bedouin tea, شاي البدوي. Karnak Temple, Fela Temple, Southern Egypt, Adventure, Bedouin tea. And now, let's move to listening. You are going to listen to the audio and then match each word with the definition. So, listen carefully to match correctly. Listen carefully. Let's start listening.
Snorkeling is swimming near the surface of the sea using a mask to see underwater. Safari is a trip into the desert to explore and enjoy nature. Hospitality is warm and friendly treatment to guests and visitors. Columns are large stone structures in temples or buildings. Tombs are places where the dead are buried, often underground.
So, let's match word with the correct definition. So we have snorkeling, safari, hospitality, columns, and tombs. So what is the correct definition of snorkeling? What's the correct one? Yes, snorkeling means swimming near the surface of the sea using a mask to see underwater. Safari. What is the correct definition of safari? Yes, very good. Safari means a trip into the desert to explore and enjoy nature. Hospitality. So what's the correct definition of hospitality? Yes, hospitality means warm and friendly treatment to guests and visitors. Columns. Yes, very good. Large stones structure in temples or buildings. And tombs. They are places where the dead are buried, often underground. And now we have another listening text. You are going to listen to 2 short stories, and then you are going to check your understanding by answering some questions. So now we are going to listen to an audio. هنسمع 2 short stories وبعد كده we are going to discuss them through questions. So listen carefully.
Story 1: Adventure in Dahab. Last winter, Sophie, a tourist from France, visited Dahab on the Red Sea. She had dreamed of visiting Egypt before she finally made the trip. Before arriving in Dahab, she had read about its beauty and the hospitality of its people. She loved the relaxing atmosphere of the small town and spent her mornings walking along the seaside. After exploring the beaches, she went snorkeling at the Blue Hole, where she saw colorful fish and coral reefs. On another day, she joined a desert safari and enjoyed Bedouin tea under the stars. After the trip, Sophie said that Dahab had been the perfect mix of adventure and peace, and she hoped to return soon. Story 2: Exploring Luxor and Aswan. John, an American traveler, spent a week exploring southern Egypt. He had long wanted to visit the country before he finally made the trip. Before arriving in Luxor, he had read about its ancient temples and tombs. In Luxor, he visited the Valley of the Kings and walked inside tombs that had been decorated with colorful paintings thousands of years earlier. He also admired the Great Karnak Temple with its tall columns. After John had visited Luxor, he sailed on a felucca boat along the Nile River to Aswan. There, he enjoyed the calm waters and visited the famous Philae Temple, which had been moved to a new island to protect it from flooding. After the trip, John said that southern Egypt had been even more amazing than he had imagined, and he hoped to return one day.
Okay, you are going to listen again just to pick out or find out more details about the two short stories. Please be focused and try to find out the main details of each trip for each person, for Sophie and John. هنسمع تاني مرة كمان to pick out more details about the 2 short stories of Sophie and John. And then we are going to answer some questions.
Story 1: Adventure in Dahab. Last winter, Sophie, a tourist from France, visited Dahab on the Red Sea. She had dreamed of visiting Egypt before she finally made the trip. Before arriving in Dahab, she had read about its beauty and the hospitality of its people. She loved the relaxing atmosphere of the small town and spent her mornings walking along the seaside. After exploring the beaches, she went snorkeling at the Blue Hole, where she saw colorful fish and coral reefs. On another day, she joined a desert safari and enjoyed Bedouin tea under the stars. After the trip, Sophie said that Dahab had been the perfect mix of adventure and peace, and she hoped to return soon. Story 2: Exploring Luxor and Aswan. John, an American traveler, spent a week exploring southern Egypt. He had long wanted to visit the country before he finally made the trip. Before arriving in Luxor, he had read about its ancient temples and tombs. In Luxor, he visited the Valley of the Kings and walked inside tombs that had been decorated with colorful paintings thousands of years earlier. He also admired the Great Karnak Temple with its tall columns. After John had visited Luxor, he sailed on a felucca boat along the Nile River to Aswan. There, he enjoyed the calm waters and visited the famous Philae Temple, which had been moved to a new island to protect it from flooding. After the trip, John said that southern Egypt had been even more amazing than he had imagined, and he hoped to return one day.
Okay, let's choose the correct answer to check understanding. Where did Sophie go snorkeling? In the Nile River, at the Blue Hole in Dahab, in Lake Nasser, at the Valley of the Kings. So where did Sophie go snorkeling? Yes, very good. At the Blue Hole in Dahab. What activity did Sophie enjoy in the desert? What did she enjoy in the desert? ايه اكتر حاجة استمتعت بيها في الصحراء؟ Visiting temples, watching a light show, a safari and Bedouin tea, shopping in Cairo. What is the correct answer? Yes, excellent, very good. So, what activity did Sophie enjoy in the desert? A safari and Bedouin tea. Where did John see ancient tombs? Where did John see ancient tombs? In Alexandria, Luxor, Dahab, Fayoum. In which place? Yes, very good. In Luxor. Which river did John sail on? Which river did John sail on? The Amazon, the Nile, the Mississippi, the Jordan. So which river? Very good. The Nile River. Okay, let's answer some questions. How did Sophie describe Dahab? How did Sophie describe Dahab? Yes, very good. She described Dahab as the perfect mix of adventure and peace. The perfect mix of adventure and peace. قلنا إن هي أفضل خليط من المغامرة والسلام. So she enjoyed visiting Dahab. Yes. What did Sophie read about before visiting Dahab? What did she read about? Yes, excellent. She read about its beauty and hospitality of its people. What impressed John most in Luxor? ايه أكتر حاجة عجبت جون in Luxor? Yes, excellent. John was most impressed by the ancient tombs in the Valley of the Kings and the tall columns of Karnak temples. So he enjoyed, or he was impressed by tombs and columns of the Karnak temple. And now let's move to revise or to go through a grammatical points, two grammatical points, which is related to past tenses. We're going to talk about past tenses in telling stories. Past tenses are the set of tenses used to tell stories. لما باجي احكي قصة انا بستخدم a set of tenses او past tense. بستخدم الازمنة في الماضي. بعض الازمنة احنا we have different past tenses. عندنا ازمنة كتير في الماضي. past simple, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. عندنا كتير. عندنا أزمنة في الماضي كتير. But when we talk about stories or telling stories we use only two past tenses. لما نتكلم عن short stories أو نيجي نحكي قصص حاجات حصلت احنا بنتكلم عن two tenses, two past tenses, which are past simple and past perfect. For past simple we use for the main events of a story in chronological order. So when I'm talking about the main event of the story, I use the past simple. So he got up, he opened the door, he left, he studied, he did his homework. So I use past simple. When I go back even further in time, describing an event that happened before the main event. الحدث اللي حصل الأول بحطه في past event that happened before the main event. يعني أنا عندي two events، أنا الأول اللي حصل الأول بحطه في past perfect، والتاني بحطه في past simple. So for example, after he had reached the train station, he realized that he was late. So what is the first action here, the first event here؟ الحدث الأولاني إيه؟ Yes، إن هو وصل الترين ستيشن. he had reached the train station. لما وصل train station he realized that he was late. عرف إن هو اتأخر. فهو إمتى أدرك إن هو اتأخر؟ الأول ولا بعد ولا التاني؟ الحدث الأول ولا الحدث التاني؟ الحدث التاني بعد ما وصل المحطة الأول. The key is that the past perfect helps to show the order of events when you are not telling the story in a strict chronological order. It creates a clear timeline for the reader or listener. So الحدث اللي بيحصل الأول أنا بحطه في past perfect. الحدث اللي بيحصل بعد التاني بحطه في past simple. علشان كده لما اجي بتكلم عن after أو before، واحنا we have talked about them before، اتكلمنا عنهم قبل كده. after، yes، after followed by past perfect. الفعل اللي بيجي بعد after past perfect، والفعل التاني past simple. طب before preceded by past perfect، الفعل اللي بيجي قبلها past perfect، والفعل التاني past simple. يبقى الفعل اللي بيجي بعد before على طول past simple، التاني past perfect. وafter العكس، الفعل اللي بيجي بعد after past perfect، والفعل التاني past simple. طب افترضنا ان after جت في الاول، يبقى هيجي بعدها على طول past perfect، والفعل اللي بعده past simple. طب before جت في الاول، يبقى هيجي بعدها past simple والفعل التاني past perfect. Let's practice. I the book after I for 2 hours. We have here after and الفعل اللي بيجي أبدأ after followed by past perfect. Very good. And the second verb الفعل التاني اللي قبل after past simple. الفعل اللي قبل after past simple. So I found the book after I had reached for 2 hours. We had visited Rome before we travel to London. So before الفعل اللي بيجي قبل before، yes, past perfect. So we had visited Rome before we traveled to London. Very good. After she، what is the verb اللي بيجي بعد after followed by على طول past perfect. After she had finished packing, she called. يبقى I found the book after I had searched for 2 hours. We had visited Rome before we traveled to London. And after she had finished packing, she called a taxi. Okay, let's choose the correct answer. Basim watched TV after his homework. After, yes, after past perfect. After he had done his homework. Before the train, we had booked our tickets. Before followed by past simple. Yes, arrived. But before the train arrived, we had booked our ticket. Last week, my grandpa me a present. Last week, my grandpa me a present. My grandpa gave me a present, because this is a very simple sentence using the past simple tense. Because here we have the word last, and also we have only one action. So last week, my grandpa gave me a present. Him, before he came to our school. Before preceded by بيجي قبلها past perfect. So the correct answer will be had met. So I had met him before he came to our. And now find and correct the mistakes. So we're going to read the sentence, find out the mistakes, and then correct. هنقرا الأول all the sentences and then go through each one. After we had ate dinner, we went for a walk. I woke surprised because I never had seen such beautiful mountains. Before we arrived at the stop, the bus left. We didn't catch it. She had forgot to bring her camera on the trip. We had already visited 5 countries before we had gone to Italy. And now let's go through one by one. After we had a dinner, we went for a walk. As we have said, after followed by past perfect. And what is the formation of past perfect? past perfect ده شكله عامل ازاي؟ الزمن بيتكون من ايه؟ اعرف ازاي ان الفعل ده في past perfect؟ yes, had plus past participle. had plus past participle. So after we had a dinner, yes, here is the mistake. Had should followed by past participle. So the ate, it's not a past participle, it's a past. Yes. So the main verb is eat, ate, and then the past participle is eaten. So I need to change ate into eaten. So the correct answer will be after we had eaten dinner, we went for a walk. Had eaten, because past perfect is formed with had plus the past participle, and ate, it's not a past participle. So we are going to change it into the past participle, which is eaten. I was surprised because I never had seen such beautiful mountains. I was surprised because I never had seen. Never had seen. Is it correct? No, this is the mistake here. I can't say never had seen. I use never between had and the past participle. So the correct answer will be I was surprised because I had never seen. So never between had and seen. never دايما بحطها بين had والتصريف التالت. Before we arrived at the stop, the bus left. Before we arrived at the stop, the bus left. We have here before. So we have هنا two events, two actions. عندنا حدثين. The first one should be in the past perfect. What is the first one? What's happening first? ايه الحدث اللي حصل الأول؟ Before we arrived at the stop ولا the bus left؟ مين اللي حصل الأول؟ Yes, the bus left. So we need to change the bus left from being past simple into past perfect. عشان احنا قلنا الفعل اللي بيحصل الأول ده بيكون في past perfect. So before we arrived at the stop, the bus had left. So left is the past participle of leave. Leave, left, left. So had should followed by left. She had forgot to bring her camera on the trip. She had forgot to bring her camera on the trip. We have here had, and had should followed by past participle. Is forgot a past participle? No, it's a past. It's a past form of forget. It's not the past participle. So what is the correct form of forget? What is the past participle here? Yes, forgotten. So she had forgotten to bring her camera on the trip. Very good. We had already visited 5 countries before we had gone to Italy. What is the mistake here? We had already visited 5 countries before we had gone to Italy. We have before, so we have 2 actions. What is the first action? الحدث الأول. Yes, we had already visited 5 countries. احنا زرنا 5 دول قبل ما نزور Italy. So what is the first event here? Yes, we had already visited 5 countries. So the first part is correct. And what is the second part? Second part, which is had gone. Is it correct? No, because before followed by past simple. محتاجين احنا نغير had gone to be in the past simple form. What is the correct answer here? Yes, so before we went to Italy. So the correct answer will be we had already visited 5 countries before we went to Italy. وبكده تكون خلصت حلقتنا النهارده. Thank you so much for your active listening. شكرا لحسن استماعكم. منصة البث المباشر.